Am I obsessed with food and dieting? Uh, no. What I am obsessed with, though, is knowing what works best for me, for my body, and trying to be as healthy as humanly possible and studying the history of agriculture and hybridized foods and to know where we are in this point in time. For example, even though we have tons of foods to choose from in the grocery store, that's just the problem. People are overeating and they're getting too many carbs and too many sugars, things we never ever could have possibly had in the past. Big old sweet, sugary, watery fruits, I don't think those really grow in nature. Only through agriculture and hybridizing and monetizing or breeding plants to be have more sugar than they ever possibly could in nature. So I think the epidemic of diabetes, heart disease, and cancers are all from consuming way too much sugar and carbohydrates in the diet. I don't think it's natural to be hungry 3 times a day. I think that according to the studies that I've done, a lot of indigenous tribes go for days without food and they're just fine. They're not starving. But yeah, they do have a high meat diet, a high fat diet, a high protein diet, kind of like the keto diet that I'm doing right now. So my body is telling me that all of this is true. I'm not having hunger, severe hunger at all. My hunger, it's like very, very short, tiny waves, just like slightly hungry and then goes down just like right away, like within seconds. And it's not even real hunger. I feel like with just bone broth, I could go days without eating. And I'm thinking back long ago, bones were probably very, very available. They probably had many different animal bones that they could keep boiling in their pots for many days. And they probably just lived on that, basically. And that's what it feels like for me. I feel like I could go forever without food. Just bone broth alone would be enough. However, I know that I don't want to lose too much weight too fast. I've been losing about a pound a day. So I am actually forcing myself to eat. I don't want to eat. It's already almost 2 o'clock. I've only had bone broth this morning earlier, and I'm not even hungry. But here pretty soon, I probably will eat because I do like to have at least one meal a day for now. Um, I went to Whole Foods and I have a bunch of meat in the fridge, so I need to finish that up. Then maybe I might try to go a day or two. I don't know. I'm just trying to follow what my body's telling me to do. And if I'm not hungry, why should I eat? I've got all this fat on my body that my body is now consuming. So that's the ketogenic diet. That's how you lose fat. And it's working really well. And another thing for vegans and vegetarians, let me just say, I've done the research and I know 85 to 90% of vegans and vegetarians do go back to eating meat. It doesn't work for everybody and it doesn't work long term for everybody. Some people can do it, a few years, some do it 5. I've done it for 25. I did vegetarianism and veganism for 23 years. However, nobody's going to shake my hand. Nobody's going to give me an award. All I get is criticism and it doesn't make any sense. I don't care what you eat. And if you say a diet is working or a diet isn't working, I just have to take your word for it. I can't judge that. I don't judge anybody for anything. Maybe when you're really young, the vegan or vegetarian diet might work for a while. However, what I found with me, my problem was I was strongly attached to identifying with the label vegan, and I got really attached to that. And even though the diet wasn't really working, I was losing it mentally. And, even just recently, I was juicing a lot more than I should. I was gaining a lot of weight. And I noticed it like when I started juicing a lot of fruit, pineapple, oranges, carrots, all this really high in sugar stuff. I started noticing that my stomach wasn't going down. It was bloating really bad. And I noticed I was getting a lot of fat. So that's not working for me. I had to wake up and realize that, and now I'm doing the research and realizing that's not how we were ever intended to eat. These are like genetically modified foods that carry a lot of sugar and starch, and our bodies just can't handle that. So I'm retraining my body to not burn sugar because I'm not giving it sugar, but I'm training my body to burn fat because that's what I'm giving it, fat and protein. So yeah, it's working really, really well. I've got tons of energy. I don't feel tired anymore. It only lasted for a few days. Drinking bone broth with the mineralized sea salt works a lot. It like really helps with the tiredness, and it helps with hunger. So yeah, that's about it for now. Take care.